The Blackout. Narromine, New South Wales, Australia, 1983. One summer night, when I was just 12 years old, our cousin came to stay at our home. The adults went out for the evening, leaving me in charge of 4 other kids. There were 5 of us. Our 2 cousins, my sister and I, and my brother, nicknamed Mog, was the youngest at about 7 years of age. We mostly watched TV and played Monopoly as the night passed, and later, a storm rolled in. It was not a particularly violent storm, but the youngest 2 were frightened by the thunder, wind, and the sound of the house groaning. A little frightened myself, I went into the house, turning every light on in the room. The entire time, I was picturing something black following and watching me, hovering just above me and behind me as I was walking from room to room. With my neck hairs bristling, I ran back to the others in the warmly lit living room, and as I sat on the floor, the power went off. At that very moment, there was a bright flash of lightning, by which we all saw each other, wide-eyed and pale-faced. It was the scene from a nightmare, and one of our cousins let out a soft, high-pitched cry. More lightning flashed, and thunder cracked louder and louder. Occasionally, the room was lit as if the morning sun streamed in, and we all saw each other in our fear. A real fear it was. Not just a childish fear of the storm and dark, but the awful feeling I had earlier was on us all. We sat talking softly for a long time. The storm eventually calmed and the wind died down, but the house stayed dark. Although there was some lightning and distant rumbling, Mog decided that the break in the storm was the perfect opportunity to go to the toilet. None of us would go with him. He was terrified but bravely left the room alone. Within a few minutes, we heard the toilet flush, and seconds later, his bare feet slapping quickly across the kitchen floor and into the living room. He sat quietly on the carpet with us, and I could hear him breathe heavily. Another hour or so passed, and the living room was suddenly lit from the outside by the headlights of the family car arriving home. The grown-ups opened the door and came down the hall into the kitchen, where Dad opened a cupboard and took matches and some candles. Soon, the house was lit with dim, flickering lights that drew dancing shadows up the walls and across the ceilings. Our cousins left with their parents, my sister went into her own room, and my brother and I went in our room. As we lay in our beds falling asleep, he told me that on his way back from the toilet, there's a flash of lightning that lit up the hallway. He described to me in great detail what he saw in the flash. The body of a little boy, dead and propped up saying against a position in the wall. It was gone when another flash lit up the wall.